welcome everyone to another edition. I don't really know what we're calling them now, but for our Austin Crime Report from the
Episode.
APA episode. There you go, episode from the APA. Today is March 6th that we're doing this update on, and handful of things to kind of bring y'all up to speed on. One of the things we will talk on just a little bit here in this episode as well is some crime stats. We're finally starting to get some of the numbers from 2025 about trends and kind of what we can see is happening here early on in the year. Hopefully they're positive trends, but you never know what's going to happen, early on in the year. But first and foremost, one of the big things that did happen and that APD did put out a news bulletin on, or a press release, was a series of arrests that were made for a lot of organized criminal activity that was going on, where they arrested, it was like 8-9 people, all over a series of events that were happening between February 13th and then February 26th. And it was a collaborative effort between our North Metro TAC unit, and then we also had our Region 1 Criminal Investigations Division, CID, and then patrol officers, financial crimes, the Travis County Parks Police, and then City of Austin Parks and Rec Department, where they were doing a lot of proactive enforcement because of a lot of the vehicle burglaries that are going on at Austin Parks. So they've had this operation going, and they were trying to target a lot of known offenders for these crimes, so that way they can try to reduce the number of incidents that we're going to have over there. So these days it's been kind of hard because of our staffing to do a lot of this proactive work, but they were able to get some units together, get some more people out there at these various different park locations, and as a result, they made arrests for engaging in organized criminal activity, failure to identify, warrant arrests, and then burglary of a vehicle, driving without a license. So a whole bunch of things that they were out there doing. They're still looking at more, but vehicle burglaries are super common and things that happen all over the city. But parks are a pretty good target area for a lot of people because they know people leave valuable stuff. If you're going to go for a run, then people tend to leave valuable things inside of their car. And so, super important if you're going to leave your your car parked somewhere, especially at a park or somewhere where there may not be cameras or anything else. Do not leave valuables inside of it. Plan ahead. Don't leave a whole bunch of stuff in your car. If it's, like your phone, your keys, your wallet, things like that, make sure that you take them with you. Have a running bag, have a bag on your bike, whatever you're going to do, but do not leave things inside of your car, and especially don't leave them to where they are visible. Those are some of the big things. So,
and make sure you lock your car. A lot of people, they're going on a run or whatever, they leave it unlocked, and it's super easy for the guy just to walk right up. They just check the handle. They don't have to break a window, nothing. And they just, and there goes your purse or your phone or whatever you left in there. So
also super common with auto theft.
Right.
A lot of stolen vehicles happen because people pull up to gas stations and you think, I'm just going to run in real quick. You leave your car running. You run in for 2 minutes. You come back out and the car's gone. So don't ever leave your car unattended, unlocked, and especially don't leave it running. Lock your doors. If you're going to go in, even for a minute, take the keys with you, make sure that the car is secured and locked, because most of these crimes are crimes of opportunity.
Yes.
People will take advantage of things, and people may just be standing there and just see the opportunity present itself, and they weren't following you, anything like that, but they're like, oh, that looks easy, and someone just jumps in, takes a car, someone just jumps in and grabs stuff, someone sees, I just saw him take off for a run, and I can see a whole bunch of things, I can see a purse sitting in here, so I'm going to break the window and, try to grab some stuff. So, super simple things that you can do, but all of that to say, even when things do happen, we do have units that are out there that are trying to work and prevent a lot of this as much as we can through this proactive approach, showing people hey, we're out there, we're doing things. Staffing is the biggest issue right now when it comes to us being able to do this, but this is all going on, and they are trying to work to deter people from engaging in this type of activity. But help us out, help us help you. Know that there's some very simple ways that you can try to avoid becoming a victim of a lot of these property crimes, because that's one of our number one issues that we face in the city is property crime. So, the Capital Area Crime Stoppers, their Wanted Wednesday person this week is Roxana Moran Mendez. She's wanted for aggravated robbery. There's a little photo of her on the Crime Stoppers website if you want to go take a look. But the photo's from 2014. But she, like I said, she has an aggravated robbery warrant. She's 29, 5'3", weighs 155 pounds, and again wanted for aggravated robbery. It's a pretty serious offense. Usually involves someone who has a weapon while committing a robbery, and so like a violent offender. Very important to make sure that we were able to track those folks down. As always, Crime Stoppers offers up to $1,000 reward if you have information leading to an arrest. So go check out the Crime Stoppers website. We'll include the link here in the video, but you can go and look at that and be on the lookout for Roxana to help us catch her and make sure that she actually does face, hopefully, the justice system, and it is able to hold her accountable.
Yeah, and just a reminder: anytime we point out these are violent felonies.
Mm-hmm.
These are violent felons. They tend to have weapons. So if you see this person walking around at the store, at the gas station, don't approach them. Don't say anything. Just call 911. Say, hey, I think this person with a warrant. I saw them on Crime Stoppers. They're here.
Right.
Just put the tip out. Don't try to apprehend them yourself.
Yep. Don't confront. Our employee of the week was Officer Jody Fiala. Great dude. He's spent a lot of time on patrol, great background, but right now he works in our firearms training unit. But all of our specialized units are having to work backfill because of our staffing shortages. And so a lot of our support units, detectives, everybody is out there working backfill. So they're out there supplementing patrol, helping them out. And while he was working backfill, he was down in South Austin. He went to a 911 call. And there was actually a member of our artistic community that was at a local business and couldn't find their way home. So it was where Officer Fiala, great deal of patience, empathy, and he took a lot of time and ultimately talking with her and was able to find out where she lived to get her home. And so he was able to make arrangements to get her a ride home and that she was reunited with her caregiver. So he does this a lot. I've seen him work. He's an extremely patient individual, takes his time. He's very thoughtful, just a great officer. And then he also found out that she had her heart set, was really wanting to buy a particular pillow from a store, but she wasn't able to afford it. And so he actually came out of his own pocket and bought her the pillow and was able to give it to her. Again, these are things, I mentioned it on our first episode. Like, this is something that happens all the time. People just don't see it. And absolutely, like, it is something that a lot of officers do. I've seen officers pay for gas, pay for hotel rooms, pay for clothes, pay for food, pay for, pillows and all that kind of stuff. Like, officers are so willing to help when they see a genuine need. It doesn't get seen a whole lot. So super happy it got highlighted. Glad that he got the recognition. But
way to go.
Yep. Well done, Officer Fiala. Good dude. Great officer. Glad to see that we got folks like him out there. Couple of the things that we are looking for your help with is some incidents that happened. One of them was, this happened on Friday, February 21st. It happened in the evening time over in the 7,000 block of East Highway 290 at the Hook 'em Up Tire Shop. There were two employees who were closing the store, and a suspect entered the store, and then he physically assaulted one of the employees, pulled out a firearm, demanded cash from another one of the employees. And then after they had handed him money, he then pistol whipped the employee before he fled the scene. So very, very serious crime that we want to try to address. But at this point in time, it is one of those things where we haven't been able to find the suspect. So we are asking for your help. He left the scene in a newer model, white Chevy Equinox or a Ford Explorer. Not sure on the registration info, but the suspect is a black male, tall, heavy set, armed with a handgun. And he was last seen wearing a black hoodie with a subdued graphic on it that had a black knit hat with hoodie pulled up over it. Then he had a white mask on over his shirt and it's either a white mask or a shirt, I'm sorry, over his face and nose, and then black athletic pants and black latex type gloves. So, and again, on the vehicle, it was possibly a newer model Chevy Equinox or a Ford Explorer. So you can get in touch if you have any information. You were around at the time, you saw someone, saw anything, you have any information. You can get with our robbery unit at 512-974-5092. Or you can do anonymous tips, get in touch with Crime Stoppers. Their number, 512-472-TIPS, 512-472-8477. Or you can go to AustinCrimeStoppers.com. So that's one of the big ones that, we're asking for people's help in trying to identify the suspect. It's a big way that we're able to solve things is when people see something they saw, or they have information, they happen to be in the area, took a video, whatever the case is, and then they reach out.
Yeah, those small tips from people make huge differences in cases. And you may think it's not that important, but it might be just a little missing piece that the detective needs to go from where they are to get to the next step in the investigation and get a case on somebody.
Yeah. Last thing kind of want to talk about is that, well, actually a couple things. Crime stats are out. Sometimes these lag behind a little bit, but we have some of the crime stats out so far for this year. It's only January for this year, but so far in the month of January in 2024, the overall reported crimes were 5,742. And in January of 2025, it was 5,462. So just under 300 fewer reported incidents than we had in the year previous. This has kind of been on a little bit of a decline, but some of the things to keep in mind when you're looking at this data is part of that depends on people reporting it. May not be that there's less crime, though there could be, and that's certainly what we hope for, but if there's not less crime, then part of what it can be is that, people just aren't reporting it. Sometimes they get frustrated. Sometimes they're, waiting too long and they cancel a call. Stuff along that nature can happen. But overall, for the start of the year, we are looking to be just a little bit down. Some of the top offenses that we see there's assaultive ones that tend to happen. There's drug violations tend to be some of the most common. Property crime, vandalism are one of the top ones as well. And then theft from motor vehicle, what we call burglary of vehicle, BOV. That's another hot one that we do continue to see. We've seen thus far in January, we saw about 10% of the calls that we saw in 2024. So, and then theft is a common one. Auto thefts seem like they're not terrible, but we've been on a pretty bad trend with auto thefts anyway lately.
Yeah.
A lot of that has to do with follow-up. And then assaults are other big ones. So kind of interesting to see. So far we've lost, I was looking at it earlier, we've lost in the department for this year up through February. So in January and February, we've lost 13 officers that have left the department, 9 left due to retirement, and then 4 left just due to resignation. I did talk to one of the officers because I like to reach out to them and figure out like, hey, why are you leaving? And some people are leaving just because they found, what they think is a better fit. They're tired of, dealing with some of the politics. And then some people just move for family reasons,
Right.
just like any other profession.
Yeah.
So, but this still compared to last year, we're still doing a lot better. I believe last year we were at over, this time of year, last year we had a lot more in January and February. So I think we had like 20 or something like that in the last one. So and we had a lot more. But anyway, and then South by Southwest is coming up. And so please be mindful of that one where you have a lot more people that are here, a lot more pickpocketing that's possible, people wandering around, there's crowds, there's people that are getting drunk. Just be safe out there and be mindful and making sure that we can help you as best we can. Protect yourself. Big thing. And we see this at ACL all the time. If you walk around and do it, then, or you're walking around, then if you leave your phone in your back pocket and people can see it,
They're going to snag it.
Yes. A lot of these folks, that's a much better way to just put it. Someone's going to be opportunistic and they're going to snag your phone.
Yep.
Right. It's going to happen. We see it all the time. It happens at ACL. They snag hundreds of phones during ACL. South by, likely to be very similar.
Big crowds.
Don't leave things exposed in your pockets. Right. Don't walk around with your phone in your back pocket. If you've got valuable stuff, don't leave them there. But just be aware.
Always see an increase this time of year during South by of pickpocket stuff. Burglary of vehicles, burglary of hotel rooms, of residences, because people know that they're gone. So if you're in town and you're seeing this, keep your stuff locked up. Don't leave stuff hanging out. It always goes up. People come into town just because they know there's a lot of people and there's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. All right, and then lastly, we tried to highlight the officers who have been killed in the line of duty here at APD. This week was a reminder of someone that we did lose, and this was for Sergeant Earl Hall, and his end of watch was on Monday, March 4th of 2002, when he suffered a fatal heart attack shortly after he responded to a burglary alarm in the downtown area. So after determining the call was a false alarm, Sergeant Hall and his partner returned to the station to attend a meeting, and he collapsed during the meeting and was rushed to a nearby hospital where he died approximately an hour later. So he'd served with APD for 21 years and had previously served with the Orange Police Department for 3.5 years and the University of Texas at Austin PD for 4.5 years, and was survived by his wife and 3 children. So 29 years worth of service, and then wound up dying of a heart attack. So, all kinds of dangers that come with the job, things that are unpredictable, but we just want to take a minute to recognize that loss that we had here in the department. It's been a while, a little over 20 years now, but we try to make sure we never forget anyone.
Them.
That's right. So thank you all for tuning in with us yet again. We'll try to have some more crime stats and other things to break down with you on the next go round. Be mindful, South by Southwest coming up. But as always, stay safe, stay alert, and stay tuned. Appreciate it.